twice.
Are you sure we can't seduce the BVEG?
I am.
Asking for a friend.
I am positive.
Damn.
Sorry, Thero, I tried.
I appreciate you standing up for the homie.
I'll just impale them with a different sword. It's fine.
Ooh.
Listen, it's a political intrigue story. There's going to be plenty of other options.
Correct.
Oh boy.
All right.
Oh boy.
That being said, let's go ahead and get into our scenes for the night. I would like everyone to pick a number 1 through 4.
2.
Don't pick it yet. Hold on, I dropped my D4.
Fuck. Never mind. Change my answer.
Would you change your answer?
Change my answer.
What do you change your answer to?
4.
4. Okay.
3.
3. Okay.
2.
1 is the loneliest number.
All right. And with that, we start with Newt.
Oh boy.
I do gotta do a little audio balance.
Wait, where did that come from? Oh.
Newt, you find yourself in the middle of gross, mucky terrain, humid weather, that distinct smell of swamp gas. You know where you are. You know why you're here. You just came back from finishing a job. You were sent out by Granny Grimhilda to kill a manticore for a potion. You were sent to kill the manticore to help a small village. But the main goal was to kill the manticore to retrieve one of its claws to bring back so she could finish her potion. You don't know what the potion does. You know why she specifically needed a manticore claw for it. But you got it.
Yeah. Less questions asked, the better in Newt's situation.
Correct. You now stand on the edge of the section of swamp where you can see a bit deeper in a sort of hut built into the base of a tree that seems like years ago was struck by lightning or something, as it's missing the top half of it. Big scorch marks going down one side. You can see the top half of the tree has sort of toppled into the swamp water. What do?
Newt just sighs, tries not to breathe in too much swamp gas, heads up to the door and knocks. Granny, I'm home.
Much like your previous experiences here, you knock, you say that, and the door slowly opens on its own, beckoning you to enter. You could smell and hear the bubbles of the cauldron coming from inside. I'm in, dear. It's going to be chilly out there. You're in like the middle of like spring. It is pretty warm outside.
Whatever you say, Granny. And he just undoes the bag he's probably kept the claw in and sets it on the nearby table.
Mm-hmm. How did it go? You see, as you kind of approach in this lumbering, crooked hag, very like Snow White or not Snow White in the Seven Dwarfs, Sleeping Beauty-esque.
Mm.
Or wait, is it Snow White in the Seven Dwarfs?
Snow White.
Okay, I got there eventually.
Don't worry, our Disney overlords won't claim you now.
Correct.
But yeah. Well, I didn't die again, so there's always that. All my pieces are together, and Cobbler is just invisible right now. Here you go.
You feel the, as you mentioned the name, you feel the little head of Cobbler kind of peek over your shoulder, as he doesn't really like being seen by Granny. But as this is usually the case, once he sort of peeks his head over, you notice Granny's eyes sort of look over to him, and he ducks back down. Hate it when she does that.
I know.
Granny reaches forward and takes the bag from you. Thank you, dearie. She slowly lifts it up and takes the perfectly preserved claw out from the inside. You can see that there's still like a little bit of meat on it that you watch as she, with like her long, bony fingers, sort of just kind of plucks it off. It's almost like cartoonish in the way she does it. Ah, perfect. And you watch as she just plops the thing into the cauldron. And you watch as it begins to bubble and like sizzle in a way, almost like what I could compare the inside of this cauldron to is if you've ever seen like Coca-Cola without its coloring.
Oh.
Like that, like sickly, like almost like puke green. It's gross. It smells worse.
I'm sure.
But there's a release of gas as she drops it in. Shall be done just a little bit. And for you, dear, you've been quite good recently, and Granny must give gifts to her little ones.
He raises an eyebrow.
Granny is not really the gift-giving kind, so this kind of takes you back a bit.
Yeah, I would think the last time she gave him a quote-unquote gift, it was bringing him back to life.
Yeah. You and I have had a most beneficial relationship, wouldn't you say?
In broad terms, yes.
You watch as she sort of like bends her hand inward and kind of like almost like a street magician would do with a set of cards. You watch as she, from the inside of her like saggy robe, she pulls out a letter, sealed. You can see there's nothing written on the front of it. And she kind of flips it around, and on the back, a violet wax sigil imprinted on the base of it that has the image of a raven holding a rose. Fates are on your side, dear boy. They grant you a boon, a lead to your true goal. And she slowly extends the letter out to you.
Newt's gonna try to hide the spike in his interest as he takes the letter and opens it.
You feel the scampering of Cobbler crawl around from your shoulder like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah, so he opens it up. Is it in a language I can understand with my way too many languages?
You pull out the letter. The inside of it's a single piece of parchment. And on the left and right sides and like the margins, there is a very slight gold embroidery. It simply says, "The hunter must hunt." I'm going to send that to you.
Okay.
Hunter must hunt.
The hunter must hunt. Which I thought about after reading that. I'm pretty sure that's a Bloodborne quote, but we're going to ignore that.
Listen, my guy is basically already an Abyss Watcher. We'll get out of the way now.
It's pretty thematic, all things considered.
You kind of look at this letter, you kind of flip it around like thinking that's it. And then you look back in the envelope and you see there's something else in there. It looks like a rose.
Huh. I pull it out and I examine it. Should I roll investigation? What?
Roll me an investigation check. Investigation or nature.
Okay, let's see here. Which do I do better in? Well, I'm not good at nature despite being a rogue. 15.
Okay. You take the rose out and you can see it sort of breathes in the swamp air as it sort of very slightly, not blossom, but kind of expands since being released from the confines of the letter. It's a fairly standard rose from first glance, but as you look a bit closer, you can see that it has.
You cut out there.
Uh-oh.
Tart?
The
Tart?
rose killed him!
Oh no!
Guys, you gotta beware the roses, man.
The hunter hunted him.
I'm calling it now, the rose is the BBEG, which is why we can't seduce it. Just calling it out right now.
It's a
Clearly.
very almost like
oh.
what?
There you go.
I don't know what happened. I think Discord like froze up or something.
Yeah, Discord
Yeah,
froze up on you for like a good 2 minutes. So right
Yeah,
as you
I looked over and saw that my fucking light was still on when I was done talking. I was like, that's weird. And it wouldn't let me click on it. Okay, so where did I get cut off?
right when
I
you were
was just-
saying the rose was expanding and it looks like a normal rose, but
Okay. At first glance, it looks like a standard normal rose, but as you look a bit closer, there's a bit of a sheen to it, almost like wax. It seems to be a crimson rose, almost like blood. It's a bit foreboding in a way. You also notice all the thorns have been pricked.
Well, this is ominous.
That's quite exciting, right, dear?
That's a word for it. As he sa-
Someone summons the hunter. And as she says that, you watch as one of the petals from the rose gently snips off and begins to flutter out the door of Granny's cabin.
Oh, alright. Well, Granny, unless you have anything else important, I think I'm gonna go follow a trail.
Have fun, dear. And remember, Granny knows best.
He'll nod and he'll turn towards the door and start heading out.
As you leave the interior of the quote-unquote cabin, it's more or less just the interior of the tree. Big-ass tree. You look out and you can see that single rose petal. That sheen makes it easy to follow as it slowly flutters off out of the swamp. Do you follow it?
Yeah.
You follow it for about an hour. Then you come to a stop as you find the petal of this rose laying in front of a rather large hole in the ground. Looks like the entrance to a cave. You look down, it's dark. Very dark. You take out the rose again to you're sort of thinking to yourself, what have I gotten myself into? And you watch as, like before, another petal snips off, floats down to the cave. Do you follow?
Yeah. I just tell Cobbler, stay close, don't get lost. As it starts descending into the earth.
Cobbler kind of comes around as like, I don't like this. This is like really menacing, like the start of like a spooky story menacing.
That's basically our life now, dude.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, never leave a job half finished, I guess, as he's kind of like rubbing his little scraggly little mitts together.
Now you got it. And just start descending into the hole, unbothered by the darkness.
Okay. You continue forward. It gets dark. Very dark. Very quickly. Go ahead and make me nature or survival as you're continuing forward.
22.
You, as you begin going further and further into this cave, you begin to notice that you emerge into a sprawling set of tunnels underground. You kind of, in following this road, trying to keep your focus on it, you kind of lose track of how much time has passed. And then it, at one point, kind of clicks to you. You've officially entered the Underdark. And it's at this point you feel like the tugging on your collar from Cobbler, like, whoa, dude, we're going really deep. Are we sure this is a good idea?
The fact it's not probably proves that we're on the right track.
As long as there are no fucking worms down here, then... Nasty things. Have you ever seen one of those things? They're gross. They make like weird chittering noises. Worms shouldn't make noises to begin with.
They really
Or
should.
be purple, I guess.
Wait, they come in purples?
Yes! Oh, it's gross. Really gross.
Wow, I get to learn so many great things in this new occupation. As he says, he moves his hand down to his sickle and keeps it at the ready while following the rose with the other hand.
Okay. You continue for an undetermined amount of time. Enough to the point where after a few hours you have to rest. You eventually find a small alcove and you set up a small camp. You get a fire going. You keep that fire going as you hear strange noises and foreign voices deep within the tunnels, seemingly coming from everywhere. You hear the skittering and chittering of things that get close, but the moment that they see that you are nobody's fool, they begin to back off. Some of them get very close. You even have to dispatch of a rather large, like, bug-like creature. In fact, go ahead and make me Go ahead and make me nature or arcana.
Alright. Nat 20.
No! You know exactly what it is. The thing you just killed was an onkeg.
Oh.
It took a little bit to bring down, and once its friends saw that you killed it, they immediately dispatched like, oh fuck, this guy means business. An image for those who don't know what an onkeg is. They gross.
I didn't.
Eventually...
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, usually Granny would just ask me to pick up one of these. I'm glad I'm not having to do this.
Yeah, hate that. Eventually you find restless sleep with the trust of Cobbler keeping watch to make sure that you both don't get chomped in the middle of the night. In the morning, get up. Another rose petal plucks off. It flies deeper into the cave. This process continues for several days. Until eventually, you come upon bright lights, tall building, what looks to be like a massive cave interior, cave opening, and a smokestack? You have found some major civilization. Tall, bright walls with lights that shine onto the area around. You have just found the city of Kara-Goah. And your rose petals fly deep into the city.
I hope that's full of dwarves.
Yeah. But we both know it ain't.
Oh. I'd like to take this moment to reiterate I hate my life. As he starts descending, following the path.
As you come up upon the city walls, you can see that there are a few people leaving. It looks like mercenary and like adventurer types, as well as a few traders who are being escorted by mercenary and adventurer types. And you find a few people going in. You, oddly enough, aren't stopped to be checked for like paperwork or anything as you enter the city. You're watched. You're heavily watched by the guards, but they seem to sort of watching everyone as they enter.
Alright. He'll just try to keep his cloak closed, hide how heavily armed he is, and just kind of follow the rows without drawing attention to himself.
Okay. Go ahead and make me a stealth check.
Why, sure. That's a 28.
Yeah, I'll do it. You are able to rather subtly blend yourself into the crowd, and at the first chance of being able to sort of slip into a dark alleyway, you do so to, if nothing more, just get out of the eyesight of these guards. You realize they're meant to protect the town, but they make you a bit uneasy.
Yeah. Plus, generally Newt sticks out no matter wherever he goes.
Correct. But you continue following the rows until you arrive upon the city's more richer district. You can see that the houses here are bigger, fancier. You can see that there's less people patrolling the streets. And eventually, the last rose petal stops at the doorstep to a rather large manor. You look down, you pick up the last petal, you look up at the door, and then as you look back down at what you thought was an empty rose, you see it has all its petals back.
Theatrical. Alright, Cobbler, make yourself scarce.
Yep, alright on it. He's like hiding deep in your robes.
Well, I mean, he can just turn invisible whenever he wants.
Also true.
Yeah. So once Cobbler is invisible, he'll take a look to his left, to his right, make sure there's no one outside, and then knock on the door.
Go ahead and just make me a quick perception check.
Okay. Where are you? Nat 20.
Jesus, Vaughn.
Vaughn, quit taking all the good rolls.
Yeah, he's taking all the good rolls.
I'm
predicting-
sorry, he's built for very few things, and you've asked for basically all of his good skills.
Episode 3, where none of the party is going to roll above a 12 in anything.
You kind of look up the street, look back down. There's no one. Honestly, it's a bit menacing. But you reach forward, you grab the knocker. You wait a few moments, and the door opens, and on the other side, what appears to be a butler. Tall, Goliath-looking figure, very emotionless expression.
So
He
typical
looks
Goliath.
at you. Yeah, he looks at you, and he just simply says, "The first guest has arrived. He's coming. The lady will see you soon."
Alright. He'll wander inside. What's the place look like?
It is gaudy.
Mm.
It looks and feels like everything I feel like Newt would hate about the rich.
Yeah, no. He is immediately just like thinking, if this goes wrong, how much of this can I fit into my pockets and my pack and before I leave?
Pretty much. You see lots of trinkets, a lot of artwork. And rather than outside where, well, the outside it's not quite like the standard Underdark, like it's lit up. There are a lot of lights, a lot of casinos and whatnot. This, it's peaceful bright. Like, rather than bright and twinkling, this is somebody's home. The home of somebody who spends a lot of time here.
Okay. He'll look to the butler and go, anywhere fine?
Right this way.
He'll nod and follow.
He brings you over to a rather large sitting area with a fireplace. Please wait here. The other guests will arrive soon.
Alright. Noodle, like, scope out the room. How many doors are here?
There are 3 doors. The sort of large entryway you came through, which doesn't actually have a door. And then 2 on what would be the north side of the room. 1 in the far corner and 1 on adjacent to the large entryway you just came in from.
Alright, he'll take a seat wherever he can watch the large entryway, and then he will gesture towards one of the other doors with his head, signaling for Cobbler to go hang out around there while invisible.
Okay. As you sit down, the cobbler takes up a proper position. You're going to pull away. We're going to go to our next individual. I know I didn't ask you to describe your character. We're going to save character descriptions for our first section.
Which is fine, because then I can just unhide the actual art for the characters on the screen.
Correct. All right. Up next. That's the same number.
Newt again! I love the show.
Up next. Nope.
No.
We find ourselves deep within the city of Kara-Goah. Under a rather unsuspecting looking abandoned building. There's a smell of blood, the cracking of bones, and the screams and cheers of an unruly crowd. You move over to Blaine. Blaine, work has been rough recently. There's been reports of people going missing, and the word on the street is that more and more nobles are about to put out job orders to help and stop this. But besides that, a lot of other jobs have been getting taken down pretty quickly, and you're finding yourself a bit short for cash. So you do what you normally do. You head on down to the pits. You've already got yourself set up with an opponent. They call him Rasputin. This big, bald human man with a big, bushy beard. He stands across from you, and he cracks his neck. He doesn't have a weapon, but he has rather large hands. I would like for you to roll me initiative.
This one looks like he's got that swagger about him. Bleeding idiot.
You both stand across from each other, waiting. Waiting. There's this intense stare down. You know the rules of the pits. One person is walking out of here. the other is going to the morgue. And as that thought crosses your mind, the sound of the bell rings. And it is your turn.
Blaine pulls out, impossible to sheathe, impossible to hide, two-handed maul with impeccable make, and what appear to be small inscriptions upon it. I don't know who you are, Rasputin. I don't rightly care. But I need cash, I need it fast, and you have the unfortunate decision to be my opponent today. And at this, Blaine begins to grow.
Okay.
He is first going to cast Enlarge Reduce on himself.
And you're going to reduce, I see.
Yes, I'm getting very small. And as he grows from normal to or as he goes from medium-sized creature to a large-sized creature, he looks back to Rasputin. How does Rasputin respond?
This man was very confident, kind of giving you the once-over beforehand. And now that he sees as you're growing, you can see his demeanor. He's not necessarily afraid, but he's just kind of like, oh, shit. He hasn't really said anything since the two of you stepped in the ring. But as he sees you grows, he goes, oh, that's more like it!
I'm glad you're a fan. I'm not exactly a creative type. And he continues to grow. And if I'll pull it up, where are you? I am now a huge creature.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
Oh dear Jesus.
You just barely reach the roof of this room. And you can see Rasputin, who originally was like, this is great. hey, you're still... Oh, he's still growing. And you see, finally, he's like, I've made a mistake.
Blaine picks up the maul. Now, what was comically oversized, now fitting perfectly into his hands. And he looks down and he says, I hope you're agile. That is my turn.
He on Rasputin's turn, you watch as he kind of turns back to the attendant over at the desk, the guy who's been like taking bets and everything. You know, this gentleman, it's a half-orc gentleman. They call him Gale Marsh, who just as Rasputin looks back to him, Gale Marsh goes, "What the hell are you looking at me for? You gotta fight him." And Rasputin kind of turns back to you, kind of shrugs. All right, I guess. Yes. I feel like I'm out of my depth. And he is going to attempt to punch you.
Okay.
He's going to go straight for your kneecap. That is a natural one.
Well, he deserves that. You never want to punch someone's kneecap. That's one of the hardest parts in the body.
I'm going to roll severity. Hold on. Oh, no! That is another natural one.
Oh my god.
On two different dice. Okay. So he goes and he punches you, and even at the size, you can feel like his hands are pretty dense. But there is that distinct crack and that give that you feel as he punches. And he pulls back. Ow! Oh! And he kind of like puts his hand up to his mouth as if like that's gonna do anything. He just kind of like, oh shit, fuck, oh, and he rolled 1 on severity. I'm gonna say he spends the rest of his turn in pain as he has just broken his hand. It comes back to you.
You're bolder than most, I'll give you credit for that. But you're in here with me, so clearly you're not very wise. I'm going to pull out my, exquisite maul. 28.
Oh! Roll damage.
Oh no!
So, that is 22 on the first swing.
Uh-huh.
Just double checking. Okay. And that's a 26.
That will...
For 26 damage.
What is that total?
So total, that is 48.
Okay. You take your hammer and you kind of almost like with a very slight ounce of pity, you bring it back and you just like golf swing this man and he flies into the like wooden barricade that makes up this ring. The ring itself, it's like got like the wooden barricade and then like the raised like bleachers around it.
Mm-hmm.
And he begins to stand. He starts to scurry up to his feet, and you bring it down on top of him before he's able to. And he's like spread eagle on the floor. There's like a Rasputin shaped pit in the floor now where he's currently laying. Is that your turn? He's still alive.
Blaine's just gonna take his maul and just kind of set it down on the ground. Just wait for him to get out of the pit, just casually. That's his turn.
Okay. Rasputin on this turn. Woo! Hey, grown strong down here. As he starts to get up, and you see he's got like the Looney Tunes style like conch on his head. You can see like he's got like, I would say birds, but they look like abyssal chickens swarming around his head.
Oh my god.
If nobody here has seen an abyssal chicken,
I've seen an abyssal chicken.
I love abyssal chicken. They're hideous, and I love them.
I just imagine that like Newt pops out of the crowd out of nowhere. It's like, those are mine.
They're hideous. I love them. They're even more hideous when you see how their wings work.
Yep.
But he gets up and he looks at you, and in a punch drunken stupor, he's going to attempt to come back at you because he doesn't have any other choice.
Nope.
That's not bad. Does a 15 hit you?
Does not.
Okay. Second one. That is another natural one.
Oh, this poor motherfucker.
This poor... Like, I was expecting this to be a squash. I was hoping for soft squash.
Well, the only difference is CG is doing the squashing now.
True.
Correct. Okay.
Also,
unassumingly, though, he got an 18, so it doesn't...
Tweetums, I don't think there'll be enough luck left over by the end of this.
Yeah, no, they're taking all the luck. We're just gonna
Yeah.
have the nat ones and it's gonna be fine.
It'll
It's
be
gonna
fine. It'll be fine. But he got an 18 on his severity, so he kind of just like punches you twice, and you just don't fucking feel it at all. Yes! How's that feel? Oh,
You're-
were there always three of you?
If there were three of me, lad, there wouldn't be much of you left as it is.
Alright, well, I'm gonna punch him. And he's got an action surge.
Alright.
That is a miss. That is like an 11 total. That one, though, is an 18.
That is my AC.
Okay. You take This should be good. Oh! That's max, actually! You take 13 damage as he... 13 bludgeoning damage as he, on that third strike, he goes for like a hook and just goes wide completely. And then finally you're like, this fucking guy. And you watch as he, with his big sandaled foot, lifts it up and stomps on your pinky toe. How's that feel? I got him on the ropes, don't I, guys? And you see there's like a crowd of fucking dudes in the audience, like, hey! Who's this guy again? I don't know. I didn't bet on him. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, I'm still rather large.
And it's now your turn.
Good job, lad. You got one. That is an 18.
An 18 will hit.
24.
How you want to do this?
As he's celebrating and he's just kind of like staggering back, I'm just going to drop my hammer on him.
Okay. You drop your hammer on him, and there is just viscera that splats out from under it. It's like dropping like a watermelon from like a 10-story building.
Oh.
Just... And you can see the guys who were like, yeah, you got it. Ooh. 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 And you hear Gelmarsh call, and that's another one for playing. Give it up. Come get your bets. And there's a cheer from the audience as the people who rightfully bet on you are like, yeah, let's go. Let's go. That being said, Blaine, you begin to shrink back down to your normal size, I presume.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing left of this man. Just, I mean, he is a pile of ketchup, essentially.
Poor bastard. And he goes over to his maul, and he just begins to start wiping off blood and guts and viscera from it.
Mm-hmm. It's like coming across like a can of ragu. Chunky ragu. As I forgot, your maul did not increase in size as well, but I did imagine it did.
Mm-hmm.
But still, it's fine. We're gonna go with it. We're gonna roll with it. As you're kind of wiping it off and you're going over to collect your winnings, you go over to Gelmarsh, who kind of looks at you and he gives you a nod and he slides you over your standard pay for a fight like this. 25 gold.
Alright. Go ahead and add that.
As you go to take it, kind of put your hand on it, Gelmarsh's hand comes over and covers yours. Boss wants to see us. Said it's important. And he lets you go.
Ain't that the right joy? Alright. See you in the usual spot.
He looks at you and he just nods.
This better be fucking good.
You walk around behind Gelmarsh and you go over to a bit on the far side of the room. There's a door with another rather burly half-orc outside. He sees you coming and he nods and he opens the door for you. And inside you can see, slouched in like a big like reclining rolly chair, is what I could describe as a tiefling with the complexion of a Goliath. He's got the the stature and size of like a standard tiefling, but his skin is coarse, rough. You can see he's got markings like a Goliath across his skin. You can see his face is like rigid and stony, but he has that devilish grin like many tiefling that you've met before. This is the pit boss, Taiga. I will give you that name. Taiga. As he sees you come in, he goes, "Ah, there's my moneymaker. Come on, come in, Shim. Take a seat." This is not your first meeting with Taiga.
Yeah.
And it will likely not be your last.
Blaine's constance remains as it always is whenever he is called in by the boss. Stern, with just the slightest hint of disgust, as he walks on over, he puts down the maul, and he takes his seat. "You were looking for me?"
Normally your meetings with Taiga, you make a lot of money for Taiga, and he knows this. So, in your experience, a lot of times he likes to throw you a bone, and oftentimes hit you up with jobs that most people would be unwilling to take. Or the pay's good. The reward is good. Stuff he likes to say for his best people. Well, and you can see he kind of is twiddling like a gold coin between his fingers. So, Rasputin, eh?
He came to you, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to last long. But, that being said, I got something for you. I'm sure you're familiar with all these, people going missing and whatnot. His accent changed, don't ignore me. We don't have to talk about it.
What are you talking about? Hey, it's been the worst kept secret around town.
There's a few of the nobles in town, as well as some of the magnalas who are talking about setting out a few bounties for people, willing adventurers trying to make a buck, to give them any tips as to what's going on, or if they can find missing family members. And unfortunately, I find myself in that same spot, actually.
Are you now?
You know, Bree, and I'll give you that name as well. Go ahead and make me a history check.
Oh, this ought to be good. 2.
I will, for the sake of this, I will give you advantage. I thought about it the moment I saw the dice roll.
Okay. Natural 20 then, with a
Natural
19.
20. Bree is another one of the pit fighter. You've actually worked on her with worked with her before on probably a couple jobs, actually going out into the Underdark and doing shit. She is a gunslinger. She has 2 very powerful, revolvers that she takes with her. She's also quite the moneymaker here in the pit.
Hey. Can't really get through here and have a bit of a career without hearing of Bree, and she's quite good in the field. Respectable lass.
Yeah. She's gone missing. And that worries me. I called her in for a fight a couple nights ago. She never showed. Sent some guys over to her place and she was gone. All except this. And he holds up a letter. At first I was like, Whatever. It's a letter. And then I opened it up. And well, and then he kind of slides it on across the desk to you. Figured you could make more sense of it than I could. You can hear, and you can see, even just like from the protrusion in the envelope, there is something else inside, something dense.
Squinting his eyes a little bit, Blaine will first pour out the contents of the letter and then, or of the envelope, and then open up the letter.
You pour out the contents, and inside is the letter itself and a compass. You look over the letter, and it simply says, "The slave must free the imprisoned." I'm gonna send that to you. If I could spell imprisoned right.
Hey, it's better than me. I wrote impurant.
I wrote imprisoned.
Impregnant.
Pregnant?
Dante?
Am I pregnant?
Another good one. Am I a sovereign citizen?
Yeah. But, Blaine, this immediately resonates. And you kind of look back up to Taiga, and he kind of gives you like a shrug, like, I don't fucking know.
Hey,
Seemed a bit too on the nose to be happenstance.
Blaine's gonna go a little silent. Aye, that we can agree on. Seems like this Bree has gotten into quite a bit of trouble.
Yeah.
And so, we've got a mysterious letter and a compass. Is there anything interesting about the compass?
Make me an investigation check. Investigation or survival?
Oh boy. 9. There's the rolls.
It wasn't a high check, admittedly. You kind of look down at the compass. And you're like, this is just an ordinary compass. What's the big deal? And then you kind of look. And then you think. You realize it's not pointing north. You're not sure what direction it's pointing, but you're pretty sure it's not pointing north.
Well, well, well. Looks like we've got a bit of a not-so-subtle guidance for whoever wants to follow it.
Yeah, I noticed that too. You see, he kind of like adjusts his collar a little bit. Kind of like does like that thing where you kind of like adjust your face a little bit when you like sneeze.
Yeah.
And he, at this point, he leans forward, and this is when he leans forward. You know he means business. You've seen this before. You find Bree, he's doing me a huge favor. You find her, dead or alive. I owe you big time, my man.
Favors. You always did know the good prices. Alright.
Blank check, brother.
Like check as it is. Alright, let's go see about Bree. Hopefully she's just passed out drunk somewhere and left a practical joke for all of us.
You need any help? You knew where to find me.
Hey, and maybe asking for pertinent information later, but for now, let's follow this breadcrumb, shall we? And Blaine gets up out of his chair, picks up his maul off the ground, and he says, By the way, I did the best I could, but apologies if I got any blood on your wonderful carpet.
He kind of looks around, and you can see the once white carpet is now stained in red. And you watch as he snaps his fingers and it disappears. What blood?
Hey. He just kind of snorts. And he walks on out.
Okay. You follow the compass to what you managed to determine is the west. Deeper into town from where you are. Up into a rather richer, more gaudy neighborhood. You continue to follow it, and you begin to notice as you walk further and further, it begins to turn more and sharper until you eventually come to the doorstep of a rather large mansion. And as you step upon the doorstep, compass begins to spin in place.
Oh, the rich district. What a surprise. Well, maybe I'll get some coin out of this as well as the wonderful charity I'm doing. He walks up, and he bashes once on the door. One singular loud thudding knock.
A moment passes, and then the door opens, and on the other side, a tall Goliath gentleman, seems to be a butler of some sort. He looks down at you. Ah, second guest has arrived. Please, right this way.
A long, drawn-out sigh as Blaine walks in. He looks up. Alright, second implies that there's a first. Where are we meeting?
He walks you over to a rather large sitting room where you see a very interesting individual who has already been sat down. He's got very pale skin, a bit of a cloak, a rather deadly looking sickle down on his side.
Well, can I actually add some flavor here, Tart?
Absolutely.
So he's just sitting hunched in the chair, hands on his knees, and the second he sees the butler leading someone in, he reaches into his cloak, pulls out a thin black cigar, puts it between his lips, runs his fingers along the blade of the sickle, and you'll notice a small flame between his fingers, and lights the cigar.
Bro, if you wanted to be Hellboy, all you had to do was ask, alright?
Listen, I have needed an excuse to actually play a character who smokes at the table, okay? This is the first time, and I'm taking it.
I would have played a Triton, dude. We could have totally Hellboyed it up, but okay.
Hey, yo! That sounds like a campaign idea for another time.
Hey, if you were a Triton that also smoked, would you be smoked salmon?
On that note, the butler sort of gestures you into the room. Please take a seat. More guests will be arriving soon, and the lady will then see you.
Blaine walks over without saying a word and sets down his massive maul. Just sits in place, not even really looking at anything.
Alright. You go over and you take a seat on the rather cushy couch, which admittedly to you is a bit uncomfortable. But as two have now entered the manor, we're going to go and move on to our third person, if that's alright.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Let's see who's next. Alright.
I can't find any good like screenshots of like, is that a monkey? He's got a gun.
Yes, the
those
classic.
fucking Hellboy panels. God,
Oh, I love that issue.
that needs to fucking happen sometime in this fucking.
Meanwhile,
campaign.
over in Critical Role Campaign 3.
I was just gonna
He's
say,
got a gun.
well, right before someone nat 20s Newt, you'll just hear a son of a.
I hate frogs.
Crap.
Now I've got to try doing an impersonation of Ron Perlman.
We need to recreate that scene where him and Abe like sing I can't help but smile without you.
We move
Yeah,
over. All good. We move over to another part of town. A rather somewhat quieter part of the city. We come upon a rather cozy looking funeral parlor. You can see that this building has been... Someone just dropped something. Sorry, that threw me off. Anyways. Inside, the building has been well taken care of. It's been standing for a long time. That much is evident. Dahlia. You stand sort of just kind of going about your business. You're humming a small song to yourself. You're beginning to close up for the night as it's beginning to get a bit late. And as you do, as you're getting your final preparations done, you hear a knock at the door.
Oh, visitors at this time? Coming. Just wait just a moment. And she'll go over to the door. Kind of slowly, as if like teasing the person at the door because it is late and she's got places to go, tea to make, and
You got things to do. You got places to be.
yeah, bodies to like take care of.
Yeah.
It's fine. And she'll open the door very slowly to take a peek at who's at the door.
You take a peek, and on the outside, there's a large half-orc individual. One that you're familiar with. His name is Gale Marsh. And I actually don't think I ever gave the spelling for Gale Marsh before, so I will do that now.
Mr. Gale Marsh. Pleasure to meet you at this time of day.
Apologies
What
for the late visit, ma'am.
I've had later visits before. Please come in. She'll open the door for him to enter.
As you open the door a bit wider, you see behind him are two large sacks. You know what they are. Gale Marsh has become a sort of regular for you. And you know that when Gale Marsh comes, that means business.
There's a smile that, she has like a little kind of like cat smile going on, and it just grows a little bit seeing the two sacks as she like tips her hat as they come inside.
He reaches down and he hefts them both over his shoulders. This man is quite muscular, and this is just another show of his strength. And he, with as much daintiness as he can, holding two human-sized sacks, he kind of like crouches down somewhat to not hit like the top of the door frame as he comes inside. He goes over to the place that he always does, far in the back where nobody will find them, and sets the 2 sacks on 2 metal trays.
I suppose you want these done fast? Or shall I get to them tomorrow?
Well, the choice is yours, Miss Gallerina, but these 2 did have quite the smiles on their face. You clock that as he says that. When Galemarsh tells you that the bodies have a smile on their face, it's a sort of code that the 2 of you have put together. What that means is that these bodies died via illegal means, and that their gear must be disposed of, and the bodies burned.
Well, a cozy fireplace with tea sounds really good right now. And she'll give like a nod as her indicator, like, yeah, I will do it tonight then.
He kind of bows a bit and he kind of nods with his tiny little, like, he's got a big head, but he's got a very tiny little like trilby on top of it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, yes!
He kind of gestures with it a little bit, like, "Milady."
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
And he pulls out from behind him another much smaller sack and hands it to you. It's a pleasure doing business with you again.
Likewise. And do stay safe out there. It'd be a shame to lose a wonderful client like yourself.
You as well, Miss Gallerina. Be careful when going out onto the streets. People going missing, whatnot.
But of course, quite a shame it affects business so much. Can't do anything if there's no bodies, right?
You can see that visible shiver go down his spine. Like, ugh. Right. You have a good night.
You as well. Take care.
And you watch him leave the room and he rounds the corner, and then you hear what he normally does. Of the moment he gets around the corner, he begins to pick up speed a little bit towards the door. And you hear the door shut just a little too forcefully as he leaves. Just like he's ready to get out of there.
Well, shucks. I didn't think it was that bad of a joke. Oh well. Let's take a look at these bodies, shall we?
Out of curiosity, do you peek inside the bag at all?
The
one he gave you?
Yes, she will take a look at that first.
You take a peek inside of the smaller bag he gave you, and it is 200 gold. Your standard fee for 2 bodies like this.
Now I don't feel bad for rolling that 9!
Nice.
I was about to say, Tart over here just slyly increasing everyone's gold rolls.
Hey, I said it was your starting gold. I didn't say it was what you were going to stay with.
Fair enough.
That is true.
Dahlia is gonna be like, that is quite the payment for such a late night. Oh well. Time to look at what I have to deal with. She'll go... Well, first she'll go prep the oven to burn the bodies. But she will take a look-see at whom she's burning.
The 2 bodies, one of them is what appears to be a tall, skinny, Yuan-Ti individual who... You know where these bodies from Gale Marsh come from. You know that it's an underground fight pit. You know that they died by killing each other. And so as you open up, you can see that there's a massive cut across the throat of what once was a admittedly rather handsome-looking man. You can see that he still has his armor on, as well as a shield down by his side. It looks like his sword's been taken, though.
Ah, quite a shame I have to burn all this. Oh well. If they were smart, they would have sold the armor or melted it off to something else. Just like in my novels. Oh well. May the next life bring mercy on your poor, poor souls. And she's gonna go ahead and suit back up to burn some bodies at the last minute of the night.
Okay. Do you go in and inspect the other body as well? Because that was just one of them.
Oh, that was just one. Yeah, she'll do the other one too.
Okay. As you go over and you inspect the other body, you can see that it was a drow individual. It looks to be like a sort of lightweight duelist type, as they have like very like thin armor and it's almost like more reminiscent of clothing than armor itself. You can see that their rapier is still down by their side. Why they didn't take that, you're not entirely sure, but you know better than to ask questions like that. And you can see that there are 3 puncture wounds, like right in the center of their chest. But with that, sorry, go ahead.
Unfortunate for you. May the gods have mercy on your soul.
With that, oh, did you have more? I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, and then she goes to burn them.
Okay.
Sorry.
With that, you wheel over one body and you begin to place it in the oven. You begin to... Your way of disposing the bodies and the armor is pretty much the same. Just burn it all. Some of the heavier stuff, like the shield, for example, you have other means of disposing of. The shield won't quite work inside the furnace, as it has a rather robust metal ring on it. So you'll probably have to take it down to like a pawn shop or something and sell it off, or throw it out in the street one day where some lowly adventurer will come across and be like, hey, that's a nice shield. You have plenty of ways of getting rid of it without any real suspicion. You take the shield and you kind of set it off to the side, and you begin to load the body in. And as you turn, as you set the body inside and you start the furnace, you turn back to where the drow individual is laying. And he is no longer there.
Oh. Mysteries afoot. She probably has her mace with her, because you never know when somebody wakes up and you have to, unalive them.
Correct!
So she'll have her mace and she'll go slowly to the bag and look around to see if anything was amiss.
I like to think she's brandishing this like a Rapunzel with the frying pan.
Probably. And she's got that like cat face smug look on her still.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh no, I hope a big bad once dead man doesn't come and jump out at me. Oh no, that'd be terrible.
You'll see my thing in Discord.
I'm sorry, you're in a morgue. Only I'm allowed to be walking in here.
Oh my god.
It's true.
But yeah, she'll take a closer look and like keep her ears and eyes open to see if she hears or sees any movement as she's going back to the bag.
Make me a perception check.
Okay. Oh, that's a 10.
You go over to where the bag is, and you see that it's kind of slumped off the table. You figured if they got up and started moving around, they probably tripped on the bag as they were going out, as it's now kind of in like a crinkled mess on the floor. You begin to look around, and not too far off, you hear the sounds of scraping by the front door.
A visitor. Still alive. Oh, sir.
You come around.
Come out wherever you are.
No, I'm supposed to be the spooky one.
I'm getting so... This is so much Morticia Adams, and I'm loving it.
I love it. I love it.
Now, I have
I'm
the
fucking
advantage.
here for it.
I was about to say, I have the advantage that Tweet showed me the sketch of this character, so I'm loving exactly how they look in my head right now.
Same. You come around to the door frame and you gently caress it while sort of dangling the mace in your other hand. You look and you see that this individual, the drow man, is still alive, kind of crawling on the floor and kind of scraping at the door. They hear your calls, and they almost whimsical in nature and kind of slowly turn to face you. Oh, please, help me. They're just kind of propped up against the door.
And help you with what, my dear?
And they're kind of looking at you, sort of struck in fear. They can see the mace at your side. I don't know where I am anymore.
Why, you're in a funeral parlor, my dear. That should have been a giveaway. Smell of death, blood, and fire didn't give that away to you right away?
Are you approaching him as you're saying this?
Just one step at
Okay.
a time.
As you creep ever closer to this man, go ahead and... I'm gonna say go ahead and make me an intimidation check with advantage, just for fun.
Okay.
Just for fun.
30. Oh, 18. Never mind, 18. 18 intimidation.
As you begin to creep ever closer to this man, you can see that he begins to sort of tear at the door harder and harder. He's having trouble moving, and he's like,
Are we the baddies?
"Are we the baddies?" I didn't say you had to make a good character. He's just kind of like, "Oh God, please don't. No, I just want to go home."
Oh. But weren't you just fighting for your life mere moments ago?
I mean, yeah, I was short on money, but I mean, and at this point, you're about on top of this individual.
Wasn't that a choice that you made to put your life on the line for, a couple of coin?
I mean, who the hell are you?
Some call me that creepy girl from the funeral parlor that makes everybody uncomfortable. But you can have the pleasure of calling me Miss Dahlia. Now then, answer my question. What do you need help with, my dear?
I'm wounded. I need medical attention. Are you a doctor? Like, do you... I'm sorry, I've never really been in a funeral parlor before.
My dear, do you know what funeral means?
If I say yes, will you let me live?
Her smug cat eye smile just grows ever so much, and she's gonna tap into her earring and send a message to Mr. Galmarsh.
Okay.
She's
All
gonna
right.
she's gonna say, hold up, I can't remember if this is the one where I'm limited on
Yeah. It's
Yes.
a message.
yes.
That one's not limited, but he has to be within a certain range.
It is a sentence which you can, admittedly, make as many run-ons as you want.
Okay. Mr. Galmarsh, please do a better job at bringing me the goods. One was still quite alive. Would you like him back?
After a moment of what you know is Gaelmar shitting himself on the other end of the line, he responds back. No. He's all yours. Or I can come back and handle it if you want. Call it, bonus.
She smiles down. She smiles down
Sarah.
at this poor gentleman.
This poor man.
Pray tell, if I were to spare you, how would you continue living down here? I'm curious to see how far you think.
I certainly won't go to any more fight pits. I'll get a job, and a real job at like one of those swanky new casinos down in the square. Yeah, I heard they need bartenders. I can make a decent drink.
How will you get a job if, say, the fight pit people see you prancing around alive after witnessing your death in the death pit?
Oh God, you're right. I'll leave the city then. I'll find one of the smaller settlements out in the tunnels. There are maps. There are routes I could take. I can hop on the back of a train. And you can see he's getting more and more frantic as he's just looking for some answer to appease you. I'm not even gonna make you roll for that. He's just looking to say anything that will keep you from killing him.
Oh, and your dear family, you'll just leave them behind like that.
Go ahead and make me an insight check.
Will do. Let's see.
I'll give you advantage on this too, because
Insight? Natural 27.
Guys, what are we doing?
What was that about stealing all the luck for the night?
I'm sorry.
He ain't got no family. He ain't got no family.
Smiles. You know, I tell you what. I was just about due for some tea. Come join me and maybe we can discuss a plan for you to get out. I'm feeling quite charitable.
Tea?
But of course, you know, my favorite is Earl Grey. So black, so delicious. You can have it any time of the evening. Come. And she'll lead him down to like her tea spot by like the burning of the body that she was. And she'll start making some tea. But in his cup, she'll slip some poison.
Okay. He doesn't even watch you as you make this tea, as he is kind of looking around, and you find that his gaze gets caught on the furnace as he watches the body of whoever this unnamed Yonti individual was just burns, and the smell begins to slowly fill up the room.
You want to hear a funny story?
I like funny stories. Yeah, that sounds great.
Perfect. You see, there was this gentleman wandering through the forest and came across an old witch's hut. Oh, here you go. Some tea. I put some milk in there for you already. You look like a sweet person. Anyways.
I'm not even going to make you roll deception for this. He, shakily takes the cup. Thank you.
Oh, yes. This young man just finds a witch's hut and just knocks on the door ever so slightly and asks the witch for help. He's on the run, and he just happens to come across this hut.
It's around this point you see him take a sip at the tea.
And so
He
the
needs
witch...
to make a con save.
The witch invites him in, and they begin to converse. And so the man eventually confesses that he killed a young wizard in training in the city. He had this teal hat and everything, and the witch just laughs. And so, as they're making small talk and he's drinking some tea, I think it was Earl Grey, the man realizes that he's been poisoned. Turns out
it's at this point that he drops the cup and it shatters on the floor.
I was joking, but Jesus.
it turns out that the person he killed was her son. Kind of sad.
It's at this point you can see blood is beginning to pour from his mouth. It's all over his hands and his chest, and he just slowly looks up at you with that look that you've been craving from him. Release. The look of despair.
I'm so sorry, but your choices have consequences. May the gods have mercy on your soul in the next life, and maybe next life you'll get a family. She just smiles.
You smile, and it's the last thing this man sees as he drops to his knees and collapses on the floor. My computer just went into sleep mode.
No!
You poisoned his computer!
We're good.
I'm sorry.
You killed my computer, Jesus!
I told you not to drink tea while you DM'd.
Hart, this is what you get for wishing out that monkey's paw. You got your internet pack and your computer dies.
True. That would be my fucking luck. But afterwards, you go about finishing your business. Take care of. Go ahead.
One thing, I'll message again, Gale Marsh, and be like, you owe me some tea next time. I had to waste it on the fool. But don't worry, it's taken care of.
Apologies for the trouble, ma'am.
And she'll continue burning the bodies, singing a little song.
You go about finishing the rest of your business, and eventually your night of work comes to a close. And you decide that you want to read a new book. Something to commemorate this moment. And thankfully, the Gutterhorn Library is open 24 hours a day. You head over there, and you meet with the librarian, Laszlo Gutterhorn. There's a few individuals in the library. The library is the largest in town, and It's 24-hour policy only has increased its viewership. He sees you coming. He's a small, kind of skinny halfling individual. Not halfling, like deep gnome individual. He's kind of got like white scraggly hair, and he sees you comes in. You're a regular to this establishment, so he sees you and he's immediately like, "Ah, hello, Dahlia. It's so good to see you. It's been a while."
Mr. Laszlo, it's always an honor to see you. Work has been more busy than usual.
Oh, I'm sure, dear. I'm so sure. Well, allow me to help make your night a little bit better. We have a book that just came in. Something from up on the surface. It's a good read, but it's a bit too spooky for my liking. Maybe you will find it more intriguing. And he slides this blue leather-bound book over to you. It doesn't even really have a title. You kind of looking at it, you're immediately like, oh, this is going to be mediocre at best, but I'll give it a go.
Well, you do know my taste, Mr. Laszlo. I will definitely give this a good read. Thank you ever so much.
Absolutely, my dear. If there's anything you ever need, you know how to find me.
But of course, and she'll take the book and try to go to her usual, sitting spot.
Mm-hmm. You go over to your spot, which is over on, the far side of the building. It's a bit of, a cozy, nook area. There's a low fireplace. There's a few, sitting chairs. And you begin to slowly, caress the surface of the leather on the book. And then you flip it open. And you watch as from the inside, what appears to be a letter sort of slips out and falls to the floor with a very light clunk, indicating that there's something more than just a letter inside.
Oh? A surprise gift for me. Truly my luckiest night tonight. She'll pick up the letter and open it ever so slowly to take a look inside.
Inside, there are two things. The letter appears to be a silver pen. Like PIN, pin. We'll get to the pin in a moment. The letter reads, "The Undertaker must cleanse the living." I'm gonna send that to you.
Oh.
The Undertaker must cleanse the living?
Yes.
Very
Okay.
Egyptian.
Curious.
He was right. This is a little spooky.
Curious. And she'll take a look at the pen.
The pen itself carries the same sigil as the wax seal on the letter. A raven holding a rose.
And would I recognize this in the symbol by any chance?
Make a history check.
Okay, here we go. History. 15.
You do, actually. You don't know exactly which family it is, but you know that this is the sigil of a noble family here in the city, in Kara-Goah. You can't quite place the name, but you know it belongs to one of them. You've had to deal with a few nobles having to get their funeral rites done, so that this sort of makes sense to you. As you're kind of going over this pen, you're kind of thinking to yourself, perhaps you slip, or you're just not paying attention. You accidentally prick yourself with the pin. You instinctively sort of pull back, and the pin falls to the floor. And you watch as the drop of blood that now sort of like sits on the end of the pin begins to move, kind of wriggle in place a little bit. You can see it becomes a bit larger, and it begins to grow a bit of mass, slimy, and turns into what I can only describe as a slug made of gray matter. It's gross.
Oh, it's cute.
It's very cute. Let's kill it. And you watch as it crawls over the pin, and it begins to move with a surprising amount of speed over the door, the front of the building, towards the door.
Curiouser and curiouser. I suppose this story will have to wait. And she'll collect the book quickly and start following this cute little slug that just came out of her blood.
Do you name this slug out of curiosity above game?
Its name is Bob now.
Bob? Okay.
This is Bob.
This is
I'll make
Bob.
I'll make sure to tell my friend Bob about this.
Yeah, no, we see him on Saturday, Tart.
True! You let Bob lead you deeper into the city, into the richer districts of the city, up to the mansion. Well, up to the doorstep of a very large mansion. One that on the knocker you see bears the symbol of the pin that you now hold.
Bob the slug's still there?
You watch as he slips under the door.
Well, this is definitely more exciting than most novels.
I guess Vaughn kind of has a point. He's more of a leech than a slug, but I will accept slug now because I've already deemed it so. I've deemed it thus!
I suppose it's time to see where this chapter starts. She'll knock on the door.
After a few moments, is answered by a large Goliath individual, appears to be a butler, very expressionless. The third guest has arrived. Please, right this way. And you can see sort of sitting on the other side of the door is a little slug. I was gonna get rid of the slug. I was gonna let it turn into a little pool of blood, but I feel like you want the slug now.
I want the slug.
Okay, I will let
I
the
want the
slug
slug.
live just for you.
Yeah! Dahlia will give a little curtsy and tip her hat, and as she goes through, she's gonna pick up the slug and be like, "Well, aren't you the cutest little pet? From my own blood."
You swear you hear a purr as you kind of like scratch its head.
Let's go!
Fucking
no.
Fucking
I had to stop myself from being like, okay, I'll share this meme in chat. And then I looked over, oh yeah, I'm just recording this.
Sorry.
No, all good.
Yeah, no, that's just...
You are led to a large sitting area where inside sits two individuals who I don't need to go over them again. You guys get the gist of what's happening.
Would I recognize any of these individuals?
New to you definitely don't recognize. Make me a history check for Blaine, though.
History check? That's a 4 for history.
You don't recognize him now. The blood on his maul looks fresh, though.
Curiouser and curiouser, faces I don't recognize. Good day to you both. She'll give a little curtsy.
The butler. The butler just go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, just Newt just kind cocks an eyebrow. You got a little something on your shoulder there.
Why, yes. Their name is Bob. They're made out of blood. Fun, isn't it?
You hear, Newt, you hear a low voice around your shoulder. I thought we were weird.
Yeah, no, like, Newt is just like, got a 1,000-yard stare of just like, oh great, Granny's multiplying.
Please take a seat. We await one final guest. Then the lady will see you.
She will nod and find a chair. Let's see. She's gonna find a chair next to the person that just spoke to her, just to
Okay.
purposely kind of creep him out.
Okay.
She'll
You
just
hear, you hear, she's coming closer. What do we do? What's the game plan?
Newt will just like cock his eyebrow at the spot where he knows that Cobbler's hiding above a doorway, and he'll just be like, no. He'll just like shake his head like, do not attack yet.
Yet.
Listen, Newt embraces the idea of have a plan to kill everyone in a room whenever you meet them.
Yeah, she's just gonna sit down, and she'll just kind of glance up and down, and then look over at the other person with the bloody mace, and just kind of chuckle and be like, well, my night has just become more interesting.
With that,
Blaine. Oh, sorry.
sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
An unfortunate curse you find yourself under then.
Oh, unfortunate or not, it's still a journey I'm excited to see.
And with that, we leave the manor once again and go deep into the city street. As we have one more character we have to introduce.
Oh boy. Okay.
The city streets of Kara-Goah are fraught with danger.
Mhm.
And thus, someone has to take a stand against all the crime wars that have been going on. The ever-expanding crime world of Kara-Goah is... it's a poison on this town. Phantom, you've already been looking into the status of the missing people for a few days now.
Mhm.
You've heard very little, but you've been looking into it. You paid off a individual in the market district, someone affiliated with the gangs, to get a potential lead, and you heard of a gangster who might know a bit more about the inner workings of some of the gang operations, as well as whether or not they're connected to these disappearances. The name you got was Tony to Tony.
Tony to Tony?
Tony to Tony.
Tony two Tonys, okay.
And thus, he spent the next however long trying to track down Tony.
Can I be on top of a building and my cape is blowing dramatically?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes! Yes!
Fuck yes, of course. You
My
kidding me?
fantasy has been achieved! Anyway.
Dude, we're straight up like Batman animated series intro right now.
Yeah,
Angel of Death has come.
fuck yeah, dude.
Oh! Mask
do-
of the Phantasm! Got
Yeah.
it. Nailed
Hey, you
it.
can be Phantasm.
Sure.
I like that, the Phantasm. I feel like that could
Yeah.
be a good reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let me just change the Phantom to the Phantasm.
I'll change that in my notes.
Okay. All right.
After a few
So,
hours,
opening up my senses on top of the building, listening for the scum and villainy of the city. Where do my senses take me?
go ahead and make me a perception check.
Oh boy.
What is highlighted in orange amidst all this blue?
A 13. So not great, but
You hear a
Above a
lot
10.
of voices, a lot of mutterings, a lot of loud noises and music throughout the busy city streets. It takes you a while. You hear people gossiping. You hear people complaining about like dinner service. You hear the loud jingling and rolling dice of the casinos. Then you eventually catch a voice that sets you on the path you wish. You should have showed him, Tony. Look at this squeaming little asshole. He doesn't even know. And then you hear another voice. Yes, you showed him, Tony. You got. Look, I'm still new at this. All right, are we gonna like off this guy or what? And then you hear a third voice. Whoa, hey! Two Tonys gotta give the guy the business, but first, we don't just go off offing people, you know? And then you hear a fourth voice. Yeah, fucking Tony, two Tonys, we gotta do what we do, you know? We gotta do we got a shtick we gotta do. You hear this set of voices coming from an alleyway a few blocks down to the southwest. And then you pick up one final voice. God, please, just let me go. All right? Look, you got my money. Just let me go home.
I go to that voice.
Okay. Begin.
Can I? Yeah. So like I hop buildings like Batman.
Absolutely.
Would and stuff.
Just because I want to see. Make me an athletics check.
Oh, okay. Oh, I can't wait for the
Off in the distance. What are you gonna
Okay,
do? Stab me?
19.
You begin to leap ceremoniously across the buildings.
Yeah. So as I'm leaping, I want to get to the alleyway where I heard that, and where is it? You know that feather token I have that's let me slow fall?
Yes, absolutely. Let's go.
Yeah. No, you know why I picked it. Oh god. I want to somehow orient myself to like where this fucking like criminal is like, I don't know, like mugging this guy. I want to be behind the guy that's like being mugged. Okay. So like the guy being mugged doesn't see me, but the criminal will very clearly see me. Just float down, cape billowing, Dark Knight, and I just kind of land silently.
Okay. You land. I'll include that in the athletics check.
Okay.
You reach the top of a building and you stare down to a rather dark alleyway where you see 3 goons surrounding a sort of drow. He looks like a businessman or something, maybe a shop owner. You're not entirely sure, but you can see he's kind of like on his back. He's kind of like scrambling a bit back further into the alley. Go ahead and make me another perception check.
Oh boy.
Also, sorry, apple juice is trying to kill me.
No worries. Just a 10.
That's fine. It wasn't a very hard check.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 goons, the 3 goons, they seem to be of varying races. One seems to be like a halfling, another seems to be a tiefling, and then one seems to be a human. The human is the odd one. The other 2 seem fine, but the human looks malformed in some way. And
The human?
Yeah.
Malformed, okay.
It's a bit hard to make out,
Mm-hmm.
but not so hard that you can't tell that he's really fucking fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
You leap down behind this man as the 3 are kind of conversing amongst themselves. Yeah, fucking, we gotta look at this guy's wallet. Look, he had 80 gold in here. Look at this guy. He's having a night on the town. You hear that's from the halfling. The tiefling goes, this guy must have been doing well in the casinos, boss. Tony. It's gonna be a real shame when, all this money goes to waste, And then you hear the voice of what is Tony. Yeah, but hey, us boys gotta get paid. Ain't that right, Tony? Oh yeah, you sure said it, Tony. At this point, you land quietly behind this individual. He doesn't quite see you, and you slowly begin to stand up.
Do the goons fucking notice me?
They don't at first, as they're kind of like, bros, like slapping each other, like, haha, gang bros, yeah, gang life.
I just want to break the silence with just, give it back. And I want to say that voice, they can totally, incite me. I'm putting on a voice.
Okay.
I'm 100% doing a Batman growl that is, not my natural voice.
All right. You say that, and all three of them.
Can I roll performance for that?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like I'm not trying to persuade them or intimidate them. I'm trying to do a Batman voice. Oh, a 7. That's great. This is wonderful.
I was gonna give you advantage too, but it was an 8.
But then it's an 8. Oh my fucking god.
They all three look at you, and you now see the human in the middle of them. You can see that he's on one side, he's like a tall, average human individual. But then you can see on his left side, on his shoulder, he's got what appears to be a conjoined twin.
Ugh.
That's been sort of attached to him, and you can see there's a third arm kind of coming around.
That'll be one warning.
They all kind of look at each other.
Give it back. Go home and rethink your life choices.
It's at this point that the person in front of you is kind of looking back
If it's any consolation, I'm not trying to intimidate them.
Oh, I know. The three of them all kind of look at each other and look at you. And then the tiefling's like, what the fuck is this? You see this fucking guy? Hey, how much of that armor cost, Chief? Huh? And then Tony kind of slaps him and goes, hey, here's the nice gentleman. He wants the money back. Well, far be it from me to, and he's kind of looking back between the two, to, get in the way of a good Samaritan, right? And he takes out a small pouch of money. And he looks up at you and kind of throws it up in his hands. And you watch as he takes out a single coin and he flicks it at you. There. We gave back the money. Yeah. So we can go, right? And you see he starts laughing as he kind of slaps the shoulder of the tiefling gentleman. The halfling goes, that's a good one, boss.
That's not all the money, right? That's very
no,
clearly...
God, no. You heard them mention that it was 80 gold, and he flicked a single gold piece at you.
Okay. I want the gold piece to just tink off my armor and hit the ground.
Yeah.
And then I want Phantasm to kind of look down to the guy that's that was mugged and just say, stand aside. I cast darkness on the goons and everybody and me.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
And just
as the man kind of from your feet scrambles up, and you watch as he grabs the single gold coin and just fucking runs off into the corner behind you.
Oh yeah, I can
darkness. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then I assume roll initiative now.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You hear them all go, "Hey, what the fuck? Oh, shit, this guy's magic. Shit."
And I'm just pulling out the sword.
Okay. Tony, would you go?
I gave them a
you
warning.
idiot?
I gave them a warning.
You did. You did. Tony, where you at? I'm right here, you idiot. We're part of the same person.
Oh my
that's
god.
right. That is a 12. That is a 6. And that is a 9. So you're first in initiative, my man.
Okay, I'm gonna do on Tony, 2 Tonys.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. Where is it? There it is.
Tonys do Tonys.
I'm gonna do my vow on him. So I'm gonna step forward. And it's so odd because like stepping forward and going through the darkness, I can't. Like, I'm not looking. Like, my head is just straight on, and I'm not, like, looking at any of the goons or directly at them, or any within 10 feet of me.
They are, yes.
Okay, then with the vow and to 2 Tonys,
I'll tell you right now, when you approach Tony 2 Tonys, the others are immediately on either side of him.
Okay, alright, and, I know Batman isn't supposed to use guns, but, you know.
It's not a gun. You have a sword.
It's fair enough. Yeah, so swing with advantage, and okay, that's a 22.
Yeah, that'll hit.
8 damage. Do they go down?
You hear a meaty splat as you chop, and then Tony goes, "No, Tony! Ah, shit! Ah, you bastard! Oh, I'm gonna get you good as soon as I can fucking see you, son of a bitch! You killed my brother! You killed part of me!"
Second level smite, then.
Also, I love how Tony 2 Tony is basically just MC Chris.
Oh,
We are basically watching Batman versus the ventriloquist. That is what is happening right now.
16 more radiant damage.
Christ. Dang, and I thought I was brutal with my person.
I gave them a warning.
So
I told them to give the money back.
You take an upper swing, like an upward swing with your greatsword, and you hear, "Ah, Tony!" as there is a splatter of blood that flies outward from the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
As Tony practically fucking explodes.
Yeah, and if unfortunately it's in darkness, so the other goons can't see it, but that swing, Phantasm didn't even look. It was just this huge cleaving motion that they didn't even were looking at the direction that they were swinging.
Above game, you bisected this man, from the crotch upward.
Yep.
And then you hear the tiefling to your left go, "Boss? That didn't sound too good. You all right?"
And then I moved to that guy, and I have extra attack. The vow doesn't transfer, so I think that's over, unfortunately.
That's all right.
Oh, a 10. Not great.
A 10? A 10 does not hit.
That is okay. Because we're all in the darkness, they have disadvantage to hit me, so...
Correct.
Disadvantage, 18 AC. Have fun.
You take a swing, and you swear for a moment you hear him he goes "Boss, where you at?" as he ducks down under the sword unknowingly.
Yeah.
But boss, I'm gonna see if he can even fucking figure out where you're at.
Yep, he is in darkness. Does he walk into a wall?
Ah, shit, my foot! Ah!
Oh, he stubbed his toe.
Ah, that's a trash can. Ah, shit. Ah, fuck, dude. Ah. Oh, you son of a bitch, I'm gonna get you real good. I don't know what you did to Tony, but gonna get you real good. We're gonna go to the halfling.
Yep.
The halfling does manage to find you. I think I got him. He's gonna take a swing on you.
Disadvantage 18 AC.
He got an 18 on one die and then a 2 on the other.
Womp womp.
As he just takes a wild swing, and I'm gonna flavor this. He takes, because fuck these guys, honestly. He takes the swing and it hits you, and there's the shattering of a dagger as it just splinters across your armor. And he goes, "Oh shit."
Oh shit, indeed. As like fucking Goblin Slayer just coming down with the sword.
Yep, it's your turn again.
The only good criminal
Is a dead criminal. Fuck me. Oh well. I have another attack.
You do.
There we go.
That will do it. Roll
God,
damage.
can you imagine if I had advantage? Oh well. So that's just 10 damage. Is the halfling down?
I'm gonna flavor this a little bit.
Okay, sure.
With the first attack, you don't actually swing at this guy. You just kind of reach out and you grab him by the throat.
Okay.
And then you take the greatsword with your second attack and you just fucking shove it into his chest.
Oh yeah, like Oh, I know exactly what I do. I grab his neck, I like stab the sword through him, and it just goes out like 2 feet from his back.
Yeah.
And then I grab the tip, and I just lever the fucking sword. Like what fucking Geralt does in The Witcher Season 1, that like first fight.
I love it. I love it. There, he lets out again a splatter of blood, and the tiefling goes, "Hey, you all right? I'm getting a lot of. I'm saying a lot of things, to you guys. I'm not getting a lot of responses. This don't sound good. All right, well, I'm gonna try to find you guys.
Gonna find a fucking arm.
Ah, shit, my other foot. Goddamn trash cans. They're everywhere. Why are we picking alley to mug this guy in?
This poor fucking man.
He's rolled the first one he rolled a 2. This one he got 3. We're back to you, my man.
You know what?
Also, I like it that you were like, this guy may have a lead for me, and then you immediately killed him.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Sorry, I
went
a little bit You know what? I have an idea. Because I actually thought about doing this with the last goon. So I'm gonna drop the darkness, and I want him just to see all the gore and everything around me for a second.
Okay.
And I just want to reach out and just grab him by the neck.
Okay.
Can I? Is that athletics? Is it a grapple check? I assume.
I'm gonna give you advantage on the athletics check, purely because he's so he's like,
and
guys.
And again, the Phantasm's movements, they're so odd because when he lurches to grab this guy, he's not looking that direction. He's just kind of lurching and just
you just kind of put your hand out and grab him.
Yeah. And so here's the athletics check with advantage. That's a 23.
I'm gonna tell you right now, he can't beat that.
Yeah, okay.
I'll roll to see if he gets a nat 20. This should be fucking good.
Yeah,
That's
see.
a 2.
Okay.
Which I want it to be known, my dice are also doing pretty shittily tonight.
Also, can I do an intimidation check just for posterity?
Oh, absolutely. Advantage.
Okay, with an 18.
Look, man, I'm sorry, alright? I was just...
Shut up!
Okay.
I'm not going to kill you.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I want you to do a favor for me.
Sure. Sure, yeah, whatever.
Tell all your friends about me.
And I just throw him out of the, alleyway.
He does, the goofy scream as he scrambles off of the floor and runs away.
And then to the guy that was bugged, the civilian, I just slowly kind of turn to him.
Are you alright?
Viscera and gore all around me, blood on my armor.
His pants weren't brown before, but...
This man has basically just watched Venom eat someone's head and then turn to him and say, "Hey, you okay?"
You good? Yeah, I'm great. I'm just lovely. Thank you so much.
I will rummage through and find his like money bag or wallet and like get it to him.
Make me
Oh boy.
an investigation check.
Oh boy. That's a 1.
Arrow.
I here's your wallet, sir, and I hand him like a kidney.
You pick up what you think is the sack of coins. You throw it towards the person to catch it. He goes, heart!
Oh, let me grab that.
Oh, sorry.
Make me another investigation check.
Okay. Do we just want to use the 17 then? With that, or-
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll allow that for the sake
Okay.
of this.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
that way you don't throw another organ at him.
Yeah, please.
You pick up the actual sack of coins this time and you chuck it to him, and as you're kind of rummaging through, you find in the lapel of Tony Two Toes, Tony Two Tonys.
Mhm.
His name was originally Tony Two Toes, but now it became Tony
The-
Two Tonys.
Yeah, the two-toe became a Tony.
Yes. You find a letter,
Mhm.
which would have had a perfectly reasonable in-lore explanation as to why why he had it, but we'll never know now.
Sorry.
Don't be. Honestly, don't be.
Man, I've always wanted to play a Batman, okay? Anyway.
You do notice the letter has been opened.
Okay. Interesting.
It's also got a bit of weight to it, signifying that there's something else inside.
Mhm. I take my gauntlet off, and I actually feel the texture of the paper. And this
Mhm.
will reveal something to my fellow party members. Is there any braille?
There is not.
Oh damn!
However, the letters seem to be embroidered into the parchment itself.
Hmm.
The letter reads, "The knight must protect the weak." I'm going to send that to you.
The knight must protect the weak. Oh, the knight, not the knight.
The knight.
You are quite literally the knight.
Yeah.
I am the knight.
I've been waiting to make that joke.
Yep.
The other thing you find inside the envelope, a coin. You kind of begin to feel it, and on one side it's got what you determine to be the visage of a raven, and on the other, a rose. As you're kind of feeling it and you're sort of thinking about it, you drop it on accident. You kind of fumble it, it hits the floor, and you hear the clatter of it begin to roll and roll and roll. And it quickly occurs to you, that coin has been rolling for a very long time.
And it's very clearly making a sound.
It is very clearly making a sound.
I will follow it.
Okay. You begin to follow the coin.
World's
and-
greatest detective.
Yeah. You begin to follow this coin, and every moment you expect it to stop or hit something, it never does. As it seems to round corners and make its way like around groups of people, almost as if to like purposefully avoid them. Leads you east from where you currently are into a richer district.
The entire time I'm fucking Batmaning, like parkouring around the city.
Yeah.
Please, yeah.
And eventually, it stops with a tink as it seems to roll up to a doorstop at a rather large mansion. What do you do?
The coin stopped.
The coin stopped.
Can I pick it up?
You can.
And so it feels like a rose. Like,
A rose on one side, a raven on the other.
okay, rose, raven, coin. Just adding that to my inventory.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put my helmet as close as I can to the door, like my head as close as I can to the door, and just listen for a moment.
Make me a perception check.
Oh boy! Womp. Okay, 11.
You hear on the other side. Hold on, I gotta turn up my sensitivity a little bit.
Breathing.
That's what it sounds like. Now let me turn that way the fuck back back down.
Yeah, you could just say next time we need something like that, you could just say, you hear breathing. You don't need to fuck
But
with
I
it.
got for the effect.
For the my immersion.
We don't need that breathing ASMR.
Hey guys, welcome to my D&D ASMR.
No!
I
I
got
will.
To be fair, we already got that with Dahlia and her tea time.
True.
I will roll stealth if I can to silently open the door.
Go ahead and roll stealth.
It is with disadvantage because the heavy armor, so 11.
You begin to open it, and then you realize the door opens inward,
Oh,
and as you kind of push, you hit something. It kind of occurs to you, oh fuck.
what do I sense within 10 feet of me?
You sense a large Goliath individual, perhaps dressed as a butler.
Hmm.
Ah, seems the final guest has arrived. And you feel the door begin to kind of like get pulled away from you to open.
Phantasm will. They would cautiously kind of like not pull out their sword, but kind of like hand on the handle.
Mm-hmm.
What is this?
You know what? That fumble can actually be in character.
What is this place?
A little fumble with the voice.
Yeah, sorry, I was trying to figure out whether I was gonna sneeze or not.
Oh, okay. Sneeze Purgatory, my favorite.
Yeah, my favorite. This is the residence of my lady. She seeks those willing to perform a job.
Does the job involve smiting the scum and villainy of this city?
You could say that.
If an eyebrow could be raised that he could see, the eyebrow would be raised, but the helmet does not have eyebrows. So.
Come this way.
I will follow the sound of his footsteps.
Okay. He leads you into another room where you sort of hear the muffled chatterings of 3 other individuals. It more or less sounds like one talking to one of them talking to the other two, and one of them trying to make conversation, and then the other one just being like, "Nope, I'm good."
And so that's why the red mushrooms you don't really want to eat. They're really pretty to look at, though. Eat them, you're gonna have a bad time unless you want to find out. Oh, hello there.
Does anybody recognize the phantasm?
Blaine and Dahlia, make me history checks.
Please, please, please.
Sorry, dude.
Okay, history.
5.
No! No!
Seven.
Damn it! I want to be. It's fine.
I
It's
just,
okay.
I just imagine Dahlia blinks like, man, I really need to go out into the city more often. I don't recognize any of you. Quite a shame.
Yeah, I'm not
Damn,
from
I
around here.
can't believe this party dumped intelligence. Crazy.
Who'd have
Hey.
thought?
Hey, I've got a 1.
I got 10 intelligence. I'm.
Wow, I didn't realize that I was. Oh.
Oh god.
Oh, this is gonna be great for all the investigation rolls you guys are gonna have to do.
At least I have
Listen.
proficiency.
World's greatest detective! Oh, fucking.
Listen, I chose one specific stat to contribute to this mystery.
Yeah,
It was
so-
insight, and that's it.
Yeah, you told
Yeah, I
me
put-
social
I-
intrigue.
I did put proficiency into insight, but God, guys.
Listen, I am a wise character. I'm not a smart character. I am street smart, but I ain't book smart. You hear me?
The butler speaks. Please have a seat. All the guests have arrived.
Instead
I
of
will
finding a
go
seat,
alert
can
the
I find
lady.
like a dark corner of the room and kind of blend into the shadows?
There's no dark corner, but you can find
Damn
one
it.
that's slightly less lit than the other.
Yes! 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 I will stand in that corner!
No, I want to imagine he's standing in the same corner that Cobbler is hiding invisibly.
Oh,
Yes, yes.
absolutely.
Cobbler is just between my legs, and I have no idea.
You knew you could hear Cobbler sweating, just like.
Wait, I have blind sense. I can feel him.
That's true. Oh my god.
Oh my
You
god.
feel a tiny creature between your legs, or I guess around you. Who knows? It could be a cat. You're not sure.
Hmm. I will bend down and I will gently pat the creature and just be good kid. And again, the fake, like, if you guys be 1 second. I want my performance to be shit. Okay, 16.
Okay.
That's just for the manly voice that I'm trying to do. Just good kitty.
You just see the
Patting
look of
Cobbler.
Newt's been trying to keep like a straight face this entire time, but someone finding immediately where Cobbler is, he is mortified and he's immediately like, fuck, like with the mental, with the telepathy that they have. It's like, get over here, get over here.
Yeah, and to everybody else, it just looks like I'm petting something like nothing there, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, this is great.
Does Dahlia see like the visible fear in Newt's face when this happens?
Should I roll something, Tart?
Newt, make me a deception check.
Okay, this would be great because now you can see where my dump stat is. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, everybody sees that.
She just like side eyes you, smug cat smile, and just chuckles to herself to kind of let you know that she's aware of your current feelings right now. Like,
Newt is just like tapping his shoulder with 2 fingers, just like, get over here, get over here.
this will be an interesting group indeed.
wait, shit! I meant to just read that. Fuck. No.
I strike the cat.
Not the cat!
No.
I mean,
I wish
above
I roll
game,
to slay the pussy.
I was about to say, I was about to say, Cobbler
I-
typically has it coming, but I need him.
You
It was
feel,
very-
Phantasm, you feel what you'd assume is a cat kind of like scurry away from you.
Yeah, that's usual. That's usual.
And Newt Cobbler kind of climbs onto your shoulder like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit.
There was still blood on that gauntlet.
Oh my god, that's right.
Oh no! Well, now you need to decide, does blood stay on him invisibly or visibly?
I'm gonna roll for it. Because admittedly, it would have been at least a little while.
Honestly, it's up to you, Tart, if like the blood kind of just dripped off as I was parkouring around the city.
I'm gonna say it was a little bit, I would say it either rubbed off or dripped off or something.
Yeah, okay.
As much as I love this, but I'm gonna go with that.
I tend to really go into bits too hard, so always feel free to just be like, yeah, no.
All good. All good.
Yeah.
That being said, you guys have a little bit of time to talk amongst each other if you wish. I will also point out that it is 11:49 where I am.
If you need rest, dude, we can stop
Yeah, we
right
can
here.
stop.
This is a good spot
I
to stop.
would appreciate it because this went
Yeah.
longer than I thought it would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I think I took a little bit longer time.
Oh
Sorry.
no, you're
That's
fine.
fine.
You're fine.
You just-
This
you
was
just-
it. Honestly, the only one to blame is myself because I got really into some of these scenes and I was like, "Fuck, this is good shit. This is good shit."
I didn't realize how much fun I'd have fun.
I
Just
didn't realize
imagine-
how much fun I was gonna have with Dahlia.
Yeah,
So-
no. Like, I'm just sitting here and be like, okay, yeah, Tart, we're just gonna trim this down and use this for fucking YouTube. This is gold.
God damn it. God damn it. Blade is going to be so annoyed this whole season. This whole campaign is just going to be like, fucking parties.
You say that, you just realize that Newt just became the elected talker for this group.
I mean, unless you want Dahlia to talk, she's really good at talking.
I mean,
Listen,
I am a paladin.
yeah, I figure our Dark Knight will be taking the lead. He'll just have to put it through a specific filter.
I do want it to be known. I won't say what the score is, but Phantasm absolutely has the highest charisma score of this group.
Yay!
Oh. Really?
heard.
No.
Listen, paladins are dumb because, like, oh, add your charisma score to all your fucking saving throws. And anybody within 10 feet of you gets your charisma score to their
Yeah.
saving throws. And
Why
I'm
would
just
you
like-
not buff the shit out of your
And I'm
charisma?
just like, what the fuck?
Because that means I can't swing my sword very good, Tart.
There's a reason why Paladin is the one class that can solo D&D.
Yeah. Paladins, oh, it's so good.
All right.
I look-
But with that, that is going to be the end of our session 0. I
Yay.
think
That's cool.
I hope you guys enjoyed and are excited for next week.
Very much so.
I'm
so
sorry.
excited.
I'm sorry if you had plans for Tony two Tonys.
No,
And his
honestly,
goons.
if you had waited, he would have been like, "Whoa, wait, man! You're like the guy, the Phantasm, right? Maybe the fucking
I don't-
the
I
Grey
don't
Knight
need
or
a
whatever they calls him.
I don't need a Robin.
Well, no, he would have been like, "You're the knight, the Phantasm. Maybe you can make sense of this letter. Just let me go." And he would have given you the letter.
Okay.
Because he was a dumb individual, but he would have been smart enough in the moment to be like, wait, maybe this is what the letter is referring to, or maybe I don't fucking know.
Bartering.
We're
shit.
taking a risk on it.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Listen,
forward to being a huge sourpuss.
Yeah.
I'm just excited, y'all. I'm excited.
I'm looking forward to more of Dahlia. Dahlia sounds like the perfect dynamic for our group.
Tweetums, that was my favorite scene today out of the four,
Yes.
even more than mine.
I found that short story, by the way. It was The Landlady. That was the name of it.
I wasn't sure quite what route Dahlia was gonna go with this, and I'm so glad we went Morticia Adams.
I have kind of planned this from the get-go. I'm just so excited to play her now.
Mhm.
Let's go!
I'm surprised because, like, one of the reasons that I jumped so quickly on Rune Knight, other than really wanting to play Rune Knight, is like, okay, you know what? It's social intrigue story. I'll pick up someone who's probably not very helpful with the social setting, and I'll just let everyone else pick up characters that would cover those bases. And I'm like, I see. This is what we all went with, did we?
Like, the biggest surprise to me with Party Comp was that no one decided to go rogue, which we got kind of that with Ranger, but I was like, wow, no rogue. Okay.
Listen,
Go
ahead.
I thought about it because Inquisitive Rogue has like a class feature or something, or is it Mastermind Rogue?
Mastermind.
Mastermind Rogue has a thing where you can pick up on whether people are lying or stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's
Correct.
that's Inquisitive.
Oh, it is?
Or is it?
Yep.
Oh god,
It's
one of the rogue
really-
subclasses.
Inquisitive Rogue is the detective rogue class.
I feel like that would have been too easy.
Yeah, like when
But-
you first approached me with this tart, I was like, okay, let me just take these 2 homebrews that I have that would break this setting and just put them over here. Now, what else do I have to play with?
Yeah, I literally thought about that where I was like, I could go like Mastermind or Inquisitive Rogue or whatever, but okay, Underdark City, Batman for the deceit and detective.
I love it. I love it.
That's where my brain went.
I
Yeah.
will say, we don't have a rogue, but you have an imp familiar, and that's probably good enough.
Trust me.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, well, here's also the thing. Because of how certain things between the subclass I built, which is the Fiendish Hunt Master, in case we do put this up on YouTube, is that I get a bunch of things, including a whole mess of languages between being just a normal rogue and this subclass, because not rogue, ranger. So I've got 6 languages to throw around, and a shit ton of proficiencies.
Wait, you're a ranger with an imp?
Yeah, it's part of my Fiendish Hunt Master. The 3rd level
It's
feature
a
is just...
homebrew ranger subclass that you made.
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, it's just the 3rd level feature is just giving him Find Familiar, but you can only pick an imp or a quasit.
Got it.
It's neat. I went over the whole thing and I approved it.
But yeah,
But
I've got proficiencies in a lot of the stuff we need: investigation, insight, arcana, perception, religion, 10 in stealth, and 6 in survival. So I can help us find things. I'm just not really good at talking to people, despite all my languages.
Sweets.
I have an 8. I have an 8 in intimidation.
I have permanent advantage on insight.
Let's see. Yeah, no, I'm surprised I could intimidate that guy. Hee hee.
Sometimes the dice just work in your favor.
I love it. I
Also,
love it.
I got one thing for you, and then I just have one more character to do, and they all will be done.
All right,
Nice.
I'm also going to stop the recording.